Hey, how everybody doing? Welcome to the first installment of Kick Talk. I know I just got done working out and I'm outside enjoying the beautiful breeze. So tonight we're going to be talking with a point fighter and also a multiple time US champion in karate, go by the name of zdub. Just waiting on him to come in right now. But like I said, like how everybody doing? How everybody doing? Like I said, if you're interested in being interviewed and want to share your martial arts story, but also want to talk about stuff that's going on in the world and how people should get more involved in martial arts, just don't be afraid to DM me or don't be afraid to hit me up. Give them a couple seconds to get in here. How everybody doing? How everybody doing? Be feel free to share, like, and subscribe to In Your Face Kicks, the #1 martial arts page, and for all of your martial arts needs, from tricking, kicking, bow stabs, swords, whatever. What's going on, bro? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? One sec. See if that gets his attention. Up there he goes. Yo, what's going on, bro? They got a little frozen right here. Hello? Sorry about that. It seems like we're having some technical difficulties here. Yeah, I can hear you. It's just you got the little wheel going around. So I don't know if it's my connection. There we go. How you doing, bro? Everybody wants to listen to Z Dub. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. So why don't you start by telling everybody, your background, where you're from? Can you hear me? It's probably connection where I'm in. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Let me try to connect to my Wi-Fi. Maybe that's the problem. How you doing, bro? Welcome to In Your Face Kicks Kick Talk.
Yes,
Am I still
sir.
breaking up?
I'm feeling good, bro. I just
Uh,
got done. I'm not. I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. Can you hear me?
yep.
All right, bet. Yes, sir. Yeah, I just got back. I just got back from work. Actually, I just got back from work. Taught some semi-private classes today, but I'm back at home, live with in your face kick.
Man, I just got done coming from a run. I guess I'm having bad connection. Oh, okay. I guess it connects to my Wi-Fi. But I try to go for walks during the day, and then I try to go for a quick little brisk run. So that's what I just came back from doing.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. That's what's up. You getting it in?
So I always want to ask you, like, how did was point fighting what you always want to do with your martial arts, or like you just kind of you went to class and you started, and then like you got introduced to sparring, and that's how you eventually became a point fighter, or was it something you always want to do?
So to be honest, my dad opened up a karate school when I was 5 years old. My dad taught me karate, and my dad used to compete. My dad used to compete back in the day, when he was my age and everything like that. So he brought me up in karate, and then immediately immediately as soon as I started karate, he immediately had me start going to tournaments and competing and things like that. And he trained me to be a kicker. You know what I'm saying? Like since I was 5, my dad had me sticking out my leg in my room, doing a whole bunch of wall kicks and everything like that, training for competition since I was 5 years old. So, you know, since I started, since I was just a little, you know, just basically almost a baby, you know, I've been trained to kind of do competition fighting, you know. So, yeah.
So you might as well say it's in your DNA. Like this was what you was bred for.
I mean, I guess you could say that. Basically, just what I was bred for. You know, like my dad did this, my granddad did this. Me, my aunties did it, my grandmama did it, my my little sister, my mom, everybody. So you know, it just kind of it run in the family, and I was just kind of bred to do this. You know, like I said, since I was basically a baby, my dad had been training me to you know start fighting in competition. You know, so it's just kind of like second nature now. It's just part of my life, to be honest.
So like I see the training montage and the videos you always post. Like, how much time do you train in martial arts, or like how much time do you dedicate a day at least to like train or get like get a couple kicks in or get a sweat in?
Yeah. I train every day, man. I train every day. If I'm not doing drills, if I'm not kicking, punching, you know, if I'm not actually doing karate training, I'm in the gym most definitely. Or I'm doing cardio or something like that. And actually, right now, I'm training more right now than I ever have been because you know, if people follow me on Instagram, people watching this live, you know, I sell a kicking program. Like I help fighters get better at kicking. And you know, lots of fighters using my program right now to develop their game. And you know, I train a lot harder right now because you know, you can't sell something and then go out in competition and stink. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right, right.
so you know, I'm training a lot harder right now, and you know, actually recording the training videos that I post on my Instagram and everything like that. Like that's part of me training, you know, and you know, so I'm training a lot harder right now than I ever have been, you know, and when I post those videos of me kicking and everything like that, that's me actually, I'm actually training, you know.
Man. I always
Yeah.
wanted to ask you, like, what made you want to start that kicking program? Because I remember when I first started following, it was just a lot of your tournament stuff, and then like, I think recently I started seeing the programs, people sign up. Like, what gave you the idea to like kind of start it, or like the inspiration behind it?
Uh, I think I just realized that point fighting is one of the only things that you know that you don't have a program to make you don't have a program to help you get better. You know, you got in fitness there's different programs to help you get better, you know, and you know, in different fighting sports there's actually different programs to help you get better. And I just like, you know, I wanted to be the first person in this point fighting slash kickboxing game to come out with a program that helps fighters get better. You know what I'm saying? I also do like private lessons. I also do like live private lessons, but a program is something that you can kind of a person can work with. You know, they don't have to you know pay consistently. They don't have to take time out of their day. You know, a program is something they can just work with whenever they want to. And you know, I just want to help people get better. You know, I realize the gift that I have with kicking, and you know, I know that the way I think about stuff might be a little bit different than other people, and I just kind of want to share. You know, the game is bigger than just going out there and fighting. So.
So this is probably a two-part question. Like, somebody wanted me to ask you, like, what does like karate and like the whole martial art mean to you? And also, like, if it wasn't karate, what other martial art would you probably have trained in or like went after?
All right, so I'm gonna start with the first question. What it mean to me? I think you know it's really just a way of life. You know, I think a lot of people they just do karate just to say that they do karate. You know, me I think of it more of you know it's a way of life and it's sport for me. It's a sport. You know, it helps me stay in shape. You know, it helps me stay in shape and it just keeps me. It's a mindset. It's everything. You know, it's a mindset. You know, the way I go about my daily activities as far as like business goes or whatever anything I'm doing. You know, it's trained because I just have a competitive mindset. And, you know. I'm always thinking about how to get better. So it's just a way of life, you know. And then the second part of that question, if I wasn't fighting, I wrestled all 4 years in high school. I was a wrestler. When I was in high school, I wrestled all 4 years. So I'm pretty good on the ground. So you know, if I wasn't doing karate, I'd probably be you know, I honestly think if I wasn't doing karate and I stayed wrestling and I stayed wrestling after high school, I probably could have. I probably could be, you know what I'm saying? I'd probably be a D1 wrestler. I really think I could have been. So yeah, if I wasn't doing karate, I would be wrestling for sure.
Now I know like a lot of the OGs and old heads always say like martial arts has changed a lot. You know, it's more about flash and like showing off. Like in your perspective, like what do you think about that? Like you know, you said you grew up in it, so like from like when you grew up to now, like has martial arts changed or is it different or it's like pretty much the same to you?
No, I think it's pretty. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. I think the only reason people might say that martial arts is more flashy right now is because social media exists.
Right,
When I was 5 years old, social media didn't exist when I was coming up in karate. You know what I'm saying? So of course, with there being Instagram, Facebook, people are these highlights have been happening since Point Fight even has had these the flash, all
the
that
old
stuff.
VHS tapes and
Yeah,
stuff like
like all of this stuff has been going on, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't recorded and seen to, thousands and millions of people like it is now. But, I think for the most part it's the same. I do think, however, the mindset of it is a little bit different. It's more shifted towards sport. It's more so shifted toward like, as far as in the point fighting arena, in the kickboxing arena, it's more so
right,
shifted towards sport. People look at it as a way of life, yes, but now the mindset is more like a basketball player playing in the NBA or a football player playing in the NBL. You're a point
right.
fighter fighting on NASCAR or WACO. You're a point fighter.
So
Yeah.
my next question is, and like I said, I've seen a lot of your tournaments for that. Like, what was your toughest fight, or like, what was your first loss, and like, how did you learn from that?
Um, my toughest, I can't really remember what my toughest fight was. Um, but there's some tough opponents that I've fought. I've got in my division. There's a guy named Robbie Lavoie. Robbie Lavoie, he's probably like my toughest competition right now. He's from Canada. I've had a lot of tough fights, man. I've been doing this for 18 years, so I've had a lot of tough fights. I can't remember which one is my toughest. Um, it probably could be one that was all the way in the juniors when I was 15 or 14 or 16 or something like that. I
Right,
mean, I've had a lot of tough fights, man. So I can't remember which one is my toughest one, but I just know tough fighters. I just know my toughest competition. That's what I know.
right.
What was the other part of that question you said? What was the other
I
question?
said like like what was your first loss, and how did you learn from that loss to like improve yourself, like to keep on your toes and like sharpen your skills?
Yeah. Let me see. Well, my first ever tournament, I won. My first ever tournament, I fought in. I won first place. Um,
Right.
but I do remember my first time losing though. I remember one time I was like 6 years old.
Hmm.
I was like 7 or 8. I was like 7 or 8, and I
Right.
lost. Um, and it was my first time, and I was just like, man, like I lost. I was sad. I was not happy. But but like I said, my dad taught me everything I know. So he just really just
Drilled it into
he
you.
drilled it into me. Like he said, he basically was telling me like toughen up. Like you're not gonna win all the time. That's just how the game goes.
Right.
It's not like boxing. You're gonna have one fight every 3 months for 6 months. Every year or something like that. If you fighting every weekend, you're not gonna win every single one. Um, so he just kind of drilled that into me, and from there. And my mindset is this. My mindset is always, I'm gonna come back better. I'm gonna be stronger. I'm gonna train, and I'm gonna come back
That's the
better.
mindset you should have.
Exactly. Yeah. So my first time I lost, my mindset was like, I'm gonna just come back. I'm gonna be better now. I'm gonna win. Yeah.
And that's what sets up my next question. Like, like people, a lot of people, like, I want to say non-martial artists, like that's the name again. Non-martial artists, they see somebody and they get the black belt, and they was like, oh, you a black belt, you ain't got to worry about nothing. But like a lot of people don't know, once you get your black belt, that's when the real training begins. That's when the real, hard work stuff. Like, not only physically, but how did martial arts improve you mentally?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Just mentally, dude. Mentally. I think it's helped me mentally more than anything. Because yeah, it's gonna be mentally more than anything, and I feel like it should be that way for everybody. If you do karate, if you fight, if you don't even fight, if you do martial arts, it should help you more mentally than physically. Because, the way it helps me mentally is like I just never want to quit. literally anything I do, I want to be the best at it. You know, anything I want to do, I want to be the best at it, and that's what you should learn from martial arts.
Right.
The motto should always be the best that you can possibly be. So I'm always trying to be. I'm not gonna say I'm always gonna try. I'm always trying to be the best at it, but I'm always trying to be the best that I can be at it, and that's what I learned from it. You know, always trying to be the best that you can be, and you know, thinking outside the box. You know, not many people get their black belt. So if you are a black belt amongst a lot of other regular people, you know, people that don't do martial arts, then you know your mentality should be to think outside the box. You shouldn't be thinking like the
Right.
normal person. You shouldn't be thinking like the normal person because you achieve something that the normal person hasn't. You know, so yeah,
Um,
yep.
I think people, I mean, kind of, this is a common thing to get asked, but you know, a lot of people DM me, they want to be asked. It's like, have you ever had to like, besides, you know, in the dojo or point fighting, like, ever had to defend yourself, you know, like not actually hurt somebody, but you know, like probably disarm or like try to defuse the situation?
Um, you know, not of course not recently. You know, I'm 23. I'm 23 years old. I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna be fighting.
Nah.
but 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 you know, it was once. Last time I got into an actual fist fight, like a fist fight. You know, not organized. I was in high school. I was like 17 years old. I was like, listen. I was 17 years old, and
Right.
and you know, I went to a high school where football was a big thing. Lots of big, stocky dudes, you know. And there was this freshman. He was like 6'3" or something like that. You know, I'm only 5'5". It was a dude like 6'3", you know. And he you know, he just, I guess he just thought he was kind of cool or whatever. Um, and I had just you know, I had to use it. I kicked him into a locker, punched him, dislocated his jaw, everything like that. Like,
Mm.
yeah, man. I mean, that was the only time though. That was the only time I ever had.
But you
That was
know,
the only time I ever had.
like we learn in class, like you don't look for fights, but like if a fight presents itself, then like you defend yourself. Like you don't,
Yeah,
you know, cower or like you know you try to talk it out. If it doesn't talk it out, and he said he want to escalate. You know, you try to defuse as quick as you can. But
right.
I know you've been following the page for a long time. I've been following you for a long time. But like it's just good to see like both of us grow in like the aspect like you know you doing your kicking courses like and everybody talk about how my father's growing like what what, was I- what more do you see yourself doing in the future like with your martial arts besides like you know what you're doing now?
Um, so I got a lot of stuff planned, man. Right now, of course, I'm competing, and I have my kicking program right now. That's doing really well. I've got you know, I plan on opening up my own karate school by next year, by January or February. I plan on opening up my own karate school um in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's a big one. That's a big one right there. That's in the near future for me. And I've got more. Listen, I'm always working. I've got more programs that I'm making right now. I've got more programs I'm making right now, you know, to service people, to help people become better, to help people become better at fighting. Because the thing is about this. What I notice about our karate world is this: when you have people that do competitive karate, point fighting, sport karate, you know, a lot of people just want to. A lot of people only care about getting good and being the best, but they don't know how to. They don't have the mindset of helping other people, helping the younger guys, helping the younger people that want to get better, or helping the older people that want to get better and just want to learn something new. So I've got more programs coming on the way that I plan on servicing the people. Um, and yeah, man, you know, I'm always working. I'm always thinking of new stuff, and you know, you'll be seeing everybody will be seeing a whole lot more of me for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I remember in the DM we was talking one time about like how you got sponsored. So can you tell us about a little bit more about that and also about your team?
Yeah. So I'm on an international team that's sponsored by Taco Bell. Um,
Hmm.
so our team name is called Team Dojo, sponsored by Taco Bell. And the way that came about is, you know, I teach karate for an organization called Dojo. It's called the Dojo, in Atlanta,
Right.
Georgia. And the owner of Dojo, his name is Josh Horwich. He's also the coach and the owner of our team, and he's good friends with a guy who owns like a whole lot of Taco Bell. And this Taco Bell guy that owns a whole lot of franchises, you know, he wanted to expand his brand in a whole different arena, in a fighting arena, something different. And and he's also a fan. He's also a fan of competitive fighting, of point fighting, sport karate fighting. He's a fan of it. So, that's how that came about. They were friends, and he saw us, he saw me and the other athletes on our team, and decided, what, I want to sponsor these guys. I want them to wear, the Taco Bell logo, and we can work together and make this thing big. So that's how that whole thing kind of played out.
And that's kind of dope. Like, cause like I think like yours was the first team. Like I know it's a lot of martial arts teams, but I think yours was the first I seen ever seen was sponsored like out like a different source besides like a martial arts or like
Yeah.
a certain school.
Well, you got Team Paul Mitchell. Paul Mitchell. They're sponsored by Paul Mitchell. Like,
Oh yeah,
I forget what Paul Mitchell, sell. They sell like makeup and stuff like that. I think I forget.
yeah.
Yeah, makeup. Yeah. But other than Paul Mitchell, we're the first people, especially in this day and age. We're the most recent people to get sponsored by like a big corporation.
Now, like inside of those, you always have like a teammate that like y'all always like not competing, but y'all always push yourself to get better. Do you have that teammate, like somebody that you rival with?
Uh, I don't think so, man. The way I am is I don't like to rival people, man. I'm a pretty how can I say, conserved
Laid back.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm laying back. I'm laying back, man. I'm chill. I'm not trying to really rival. If I'm rivaling with somebody, I'm rivaling with them in my head. They probably don't know it. I might be rivaling with them
Right.
in my own head. But my whole thing is, man, I like to just compete with myself, man. I don't like to compete. I don't like to.
So you're your biggest rival.
I'm my biggest rival, man. I'm my biggest critic. I don't like to rival with nobody else, compete against nobody else. I'm
Right.
only person I'm trying to focus on. And this could
Is
sound
you.
exactly, it could sound selfish, but I mean, the only person I'm trying to focus on is me. I'm trying to get myself better. I'm only rivaling with myself, trying to get better than I was before. I don't have time to be thinking about this other guy. I got to get better than him.
Nah, it's just like I said, like you always have like it's not like when you say rival like a bad thing, but you always have like probably that's somebody like y'all, y'all always at each other like competitively, not at each other,
Yeah.
but like he pushes you to get better.
Right.
Who would you say, I don't know, you say obviously your dad, he brought you up in, but who would you say is your martial arts hero or like you kind of patting yourself after?
Jason Tanks and Borelli. Everybody, listen. If you know me, like everybody knows me. This fighter named Jason Tanks and Borelli. He's from Chicago. He's older now. I think he's probably like 40 now. But he's from Chicago and he used to compete on the circuit. And, I used to watch him fighting all the time since I was 5 years old. I watched him all the time. I used to watch videos of him fighting on YouTube, and I used to try to mimic him in the mirror. And I used to go show my dad and. So Jason Tanks Morelli is the guy that I've always looked up to. I've always wanted to fight like him, and you can kind of tell in my fighting style. And my fighting style is, if you go on YouTube and you type in Jason Tanks and Borelli. If you go on YouTube and you type in Jason Tanks and Borelli and you watch videos of him fighting, you can kind of see that I guess, since I was little, I just kind of, took a lot of his style and made it into my own style. You can kind of see little glimpses and pieces of similarities and stuff. So yeah, Jason Tanks and Borelli is the number one guy that I've always looked up to since I was little. Yeah.
Now I know it's like I wouldn't say it's a craze, but I know it's a lot of martial arts who practice in traditional martial arts are like kind of cross over to MMA. Like, have that ever crossed your mind, like trying MMA fighting?
Not right now, not anymore. But I say a few years ago, yeah, man, I really wanted to, because, like I said, I wrestled when I was in high school, and I'm a good wrestler, and I'm a good wrestler, man. And, I'm not just some guy. I'll just say I wrestle. Like, no, I wrestle.
Right.
Yeah. No, like I know what I'm doing. I can wrestle. And of course stand up. When a few years ago, I really wanted to go into MMA, and I really wanted to, do this. I'm not really sure what kept me away from doing it. I think maybe just maybe being shy, or maybe just thinking like, point fighting is my thing. I've been doing this since I was little. I'm gonna, yeah, I still have I have goals in point fighting that I have not achieved yet. So at one point I did think about it, but it's not really something I think about anymore. I,
No, to
I
go
do
back
think
to
it would
like
be fun, but I do think it would be
yeah.
fun. I still imagine myself doing it. But that dream is kind of is gone now.
Yeah. Now going back to your roots, I know like you said, your dad was like, OG. He kind of just drilled into you. Like, do you still instill the same stuff in your students? Like, pass on the knowledge that your pops passed on to you, or it's just a little
Yes,
bit of like,
yes, yeah. I definitely try to. I definitely try to. But you know what? The thing is, the way that it comes across, you have to express it a little bit different, because I
right?
come up from the inner city. I come up from the inner city of Chicago. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I teach in an area where it's way different. The income is different. The people, the mindset is different. It's the complete. I'll just
What's
say
it called? Gentrified? That's probably the term.
gentrify. Exactly. It's the complete opposite of an inner city Chicago.
Right.
Completely
I
different.
grew up in Milwaukee, so Chicago ain't nowhere from here. So I'm already know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. So I still try to instill the same things that my dad has taught me, but the way that I say it, because the way that my dad taught us in the karate school was a lot different. You can talk to inner city Chicago kids pretty much however way you want to, and we're gonna say, we're not gonna be soft about it. We're not gonna think anything of it. We gonna yes sir, that kind of thing. You got to kind of. I still instill the same things that my dad has taught us, but I just have to verbalize it a little bit differently. But the thing is, but when I open up my own karate school, I plan on doing things a little bit more how I want it, and yeah, yeah.
So I just had my next question. Hold on. Oh, so like it's pretty much safe to say like if you have kids or you have children, like the tradition gonna come on, you gonna pass it on to them, right?
Yes, yeah, I definitely plan on passing the tradition down. That's always been a dream of mine since I was little. So that's definitely my plan for sure. Yeah.
I think I asked you this before, but yeah, have you ever thought about besides like have you ever sparred anybody outside of karate, like a different martial arts who did a different style?
I
Have you ever
sparred,
wanted
I
to?
sparred a boxer before. Yeah, I sparred a boxer before. Actually, I fought boxers. I fought kickboxers. Yeah, I fought pretty much every kind of person. Yeah, I've done rounds. I'm not gonna say in competition, but I've done rounds against like boxers, kickboxers, MMA fighters. Yeah, I have, and it's definitely different with box. With box, the thing about boxers is this. Think about, if you fight a boxer and you're a point fighter, you just feel like it's a little. I don't want to say unfair, but it's a little unfair because they can't use their feet. They can't use their feet. I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna try to kick him in the head, kick him in the body. I can't do that. But
Right.
then if I don't use my feet, now I got to use hands. But if I don't use my feet, now I got to stand up and punch with him. But he's a boxer. That's what he. That's what he
So
does.
kind of like
You know.
McGregor and Mayweather, like
Yeah.
exactly, because
Exactly.
McGregor was out his element, but he tried to held his own, but you see he tried to stop himself from kicking, clutching,
Right.
kneeing, and so it's kind of like um so like this is kind of off topic, but it's kind of the same topic with the recent heightened police brutality. Like, what is your thoughts on that?
You know what, man? And you know what? I think I've been pretty vocal about my position on this. I try to post on my story. Um, I post stuff on my story, man. My position on it is, I mean, obviously it's wrong. Obviously it's wrong, and I don't like it at
Right.
all. Honestly, you know what, man? I don't even know what to say about it, because how can you have a positive position on that?
No,
How
I'm
can
not saying like a positive position, like your thoughts, because like Mira, I was telling you, I think we was talking to DM, like I did the same thing, like everybody talk about use your platform, and I realized like I had this many followers, so I should use my platform like to bring light to this.
right?
And a lot of people like, oh, your page is getting too political, oh, you better change your page. You seen a lot of negativity out there, and it was like it just made you wonder, like, okay, so it's okay when it's about martial arts, but when it's about something socially that's affect everybody, not just like blacks, but like, you know, anybody. It affects everybody, but you don't want to be vocal about it. You don't want to see about it. Like
Right.
that's kind of what I mean.
You know, and you know, the thing is, you know, what I was saying, back to what I was saying about that was like, how can you even have a positive stance on that? You know, if you have a platform, you have to use. If you have a platform, I'm not gonna say you have to use it, but you know, you're gonna seem like a fake.
It helps,
It helps. It helps, and you can't be a fake. You know, you got to be real, 100%. You got to be authentic. You know, like the way I feel about it is, I'm not gonna hold back what I feel about this police brutality stuff, and this is immediately affects in my culture. You know, this thing's more important than it's
right?
fine. The thing that a lot of people don't understand is things are a lot more important than this karate stuff. This is important to us,
Right.
but you know,
It's
I
stuff
can
outside that world.
exactly, you know, I can give up all the karate stuff if that means you know ending police brutality and you know fighting for equality and things like that. Those are the things that's really important to me personally. You
And
know.
I think like a lot of times those people they saying like, oh, we don't care, but you gotta think about it, like if you teach martial arts, like some of your students are black, some of your
Right.
students are mixed race, some of your
Right.
students probably go through these problems and you don't even know about it because they don't want to talk about it because they
Right.
so traumatized.
Right.
And I feel like if you teach martial arts to somebody to protect themselves, wouldn't it be also be a good idea to talk about like how to, you know, when you interact with police, you know, how to engage, like don't, you know, so on and so on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. I agree, man. You know, I mean, sadly, you have a lot of people that think otherwise, though, that feel like it's not even worth bringing it up. Um, but you know, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the more words that get spread, that's the only way that we'll be able to solve all this mayhem that's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Right. So I know you got plenty like trophies and medals. What was your favorite tournament win, or you did
Um,
your most memorable one?
yeah, I'll have to say, I won 1 year at the AKA Warrior Cup. Um, I won 1 year at the AKA Warrior Cup in Chicago, Illinois. That's my home city. Also
Right.
won at the Pan American Internationals in Miami. That was a good one. You know, let me see. Um, a whole lot of junior events, man. Nationally, when I was a junior, I used to go and win my division all the time, man. I would go and win my division and win the grand championship when I was a junior. You know, um, it's a lot of it's a lot of tournaments that are just. I mean, anytime I win, I guess it's memorable.
It's
I guess
memorable.
I would have to. I guess I would have to say it's just the hardest victories. The hardest victories where I felt like I had to overcome something. You know, so
Right.
that would be like yeah. I mean, I'll have to
Nah.
say probably if it's in Chicago means a lot to me. So probably if it's in my home city and I win, those are the most memorable things those are the most memorable things. You know, I can win a big title in somewhere totally different, but if I'm in my home city, and I'm showing out and I'm winning everything, that's what's more memorable. And I feel like that's what makes that's what's different. That's the difference. You know, a lot of people that they don't like to show their loyalty, or they don't like they don't like to show where they came from, and
Right.
they place their value on the biggest tournaments that they won. I love winning the big tournaments, but if I'm in front of my home audience,
It just would mean a lot more.
it means a lot more to me. Yeah, it does for sure.
All right, so I got two more questions because my phone on 5%. But
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
first thing, first thing, like when you first got your black belt, what was like your like reaction? Like, what was going through your head?
Well, first thing, when I got my black belt, my dad cried. My dad cried when I got my black belt. So,
And that's a proud moment when your parents cry. You say, you know, you did something good.
yeah. Uh, so my reaction was just, it was just like, wow. It was just like, wow, I did it. Like I was just happy. I just felt, um, like it was just one of those moments that you can never forget. I'll just say that it's a moment that you can never forget. You'll have that moment for the rest of your life. That's something that took 6 years to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Hard work, dedication, blood, literally blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
And that's something that Yeah, that's probably one of my best feelings in my entire life.
So I know a lot of people. Well, like I said, I'm gonna use the word non-martial artists. Like are like they're quick to prone say, "Oh, karate wouldn't work," like or they want to try martial arts, but they are too timid or scared, or like they don't think they have the mental force. What would you say somebody to let them know that like if you come to martial arts, it'll benefit you a lot more than like hurt you?
Yeah. I'll say this. I've never met anybody that has tried karate and then said that, oh, I should not have done that. You know, um, you know, if you're a non-martial artist and you're thinking about doing karate, 100% it will help you because just the mentality shift and the change in your flexibility and your joints and your spirituality, you know, it will help you with every aspect of your literally every aspect of your life, you know, and it'll just help you strive for more, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually. It's one of the best things you can do for your life. Anybody, no matter what age you
Mhm.
are. Yeah.
So before we go, is anything you want to say to the fans? You know, anything you want to promote, you want to put out there, like just anything?
Anything I want to say, one thing I want to say to the fans is, listen, if you're watching an interview right now, go to my bio, click the link in my bio, download my kicking program. If you want to become a better fighter, like I said, my main goal here is to help people become better at their craft. You know what I'm saying? My main goal is to help people. So if you want to become better at if you want to become better at kicking, that's what I specialize in. You want to become a better fighter, click the link in my bio, download my kicking program. You know, lastly, keep working hard, keep striving hard, and you know, just keep thinking outside the box, and keep applying pressure in every way that you can. Yep.
Man, bro, it's been a real conversation. I know we chopped it up before, but like actually chopping up face to face, like I kind of learned a lot from you and learned a lot about you. Like I really appreciate you being on the first installment of Kick Talk. You know,
Appreciate you,
and
bro.
this is only
Appreciate you,
beginning.
man.
And like I said, if you got anybody else, you know, who want to come on and share their own story, their own version, like please let me know.
Yes, sir. Yep. I will, bro, for sure, most definitely.
Look, you got a fan right there shouting you out.
That's my girl, Elizabeth Chisholm. I believe she just turned 16 years old. She's up and coming. She's really doing her thing in point fighting right now. She's working hard. Proud of her. Really proud of her.
Right. So remember, if y'all want to follow him, it's at zdub kicks, right?
Yes, sir. Z-Dub Kicks.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you can see him on my page all across it. And like I said again, bro, I appreciate you for coming on. You know, just sitting down and talking to us a little bit.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Appreciate you for bringing me on, man.
And like I said, if I do other live shows and I need people input, like you'll be back. Like trust me.
For sure, man. For sure. For sure.
All love, bro.
All right. All love, man. Peace out.
Peace out. So like I said, that was first time on Kill Talk. We got to sit down and learn the history and the many trials and tribulations of Z Dub Kicks. So like I said, thank you for coming on. And anybody else who's interested in being interviewed, obviously, like I had to get a better location. You know, I thought it was outside. It was beautiful. It was nice, and it was nice. But like I said, if you're interested, if anybody wants to be interviewed, share their story, share their journey, promote their business, feel free to DM me at In Your Face Kicks, or also check out Black Power Martial Arts, which I also run. And I thank everybody for tuning in. Bush.